What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Cornelia, back with another episode of Black News, a podcast where we break down current events, hot topics, and local stories involving Black people. Now let's get into it. Child, I think the Black man was a little heated from last week's episode. Hey, Black men, are you heated? No, Beyonce, you heated. I think the Black man got heated, and not heated, and like I feel like I expected some discourse, not extreme backlash, and nothing too crazy, but I feel like the Black men was a little hurt. In case you missed last week's episode, go back and listen to it. I actually had a really good time. I like when I'm able to, on here, clip pieces of audio from other places and pull it in and talk about it. I really felt like it was a full and complete conversation. It may have been heavy on the politics talk because I know some people want to talk like hot topics and gossip, but that topic about Black men wanting and asking for things from the Democratic Party, that is important. And one thing I ain't about to do, this is a very historic time, whether people want to accept it or not, whether people agree with what's happening or not, whether or not people want to be involved or not. And one thing Cornelia ain't going to ever do is going to be left out of no historic conversations. Okay. One thing Cornelia ain't going to be doing is finding herself on the outskirts of something historic happening. Not to say that I'll be a part of everything that's historic or part of every conversation, but right now we are talking about voting for the possible first first woman of Indian descent to become president of the United States of America. Or we are going to elect the next and last president of the other party, the Red Hats, because they have basically said they are going to form a dictatorship. Right now is the change, we're at the precipice where we could literally change the trajectory of the United States of America. So I know some people don't think it's that deep, but y'all, we right here. When they write the history books about what happened here, this is going to be it. When people talking to their grandkids and their kids about what happened right now, we gonna be telling the story. And one thing I ain't gonna be out the loop. I'm also not gonna be that person to tell my grandkids or my grandnieces and whoever, the people at the nursing home, that in 2024, I voted for the man who was backed also by the KKK. You ain't gonna get that from me, okay? But not to go. I'm straying. I was saying Black man was mad because I made an episode talking about just people in the conversation about the Kamala Harris's policies for Black men. Y'all was mad. I didn't even bring up the child support. Okay. Once I recorded the podcast, I get on social media the very next day, and the Black men, not to say all, because I know some of y'all ain't with that. I know some of y'all, I got a couple homeboys. Shout out to y'all, Black News listeners, who they know what time it is. They know what's at stake. They're educated. They're read up on the facts. They know what the deal is. But then we got another subset who was telling Kamala Harris's team and on social media, telling the Democratic Party that they want to be relieved of child support payments, that they want child support forgiveness. I ain't talk about that, which is crazy. Yo, I just can't imagine. Whatever. I'm not going to go there. I'm not. Okay, I am. I can't imagine somebody giving me the opportunity to tell somebody what I want. And out of everything that I can think of, I say, I want child support forgiveness. You know what? You're done. I just can't. So, whatever. The point is, in the spirit of moving on, this episode will not focus on the election per se, but next week's will to an extent, especially depending on what's going on, because at that moment, we will be officially 1 week out from election day. 1 week, y'all. I don't know if if I'm just the only one emotional or anxious about this, but I feel like this is our last opportunity to not leave no stone unturned. If you're going to volunteer, I told y'all that I signed up to volunteer and be like a tax banker child. The Harris campaign done sent me my like updated hours, child. I ain't done nothing. Like y'all felt shamed. I felt so bad because I was like, dang, I ain't doing everything that I can to get this woman elected. And I just, I got to get up. I don't want to leave no stone unturned. If you got to donate, donate. You got to volunteer, volunteer. You knocking on doors, knock on doors. Child, if you in LA County, sign up for it and you really got some time on your hands. The Democratic Party sponsoring bus trips to drive down to Arizona so people can door knock. Lodging is covered. Most meals are covered. Transportation is covered. They taking people from LA to Arizona to knock on doors. There's opportunities for everybody. And that's on the weekend. So you ain't doing nothing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sign your ass up and get on that bus and go knock on doors. You can text bank, you can phone bank, you can donate. You get some money, child, they're gonna text. I gotta tell you, you give some money, they're gonna text you 5 times a day. Don't nobody in my life text me more than Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, Barack Obama, Gwen Walls, even Mary Trump that sent the text. I get it, Mary. I get it. But we are almost next week. We will be 1 week out. That's it. Make sure that we do everything that we can. And I'm going to have, again, more to share next week in that final push before we take our ass officially to the polls for the final time. Because I know some people have early voting. I'm early voting starting in LA on the 26th. I'm in the building. I've been researching my propositions and I'm ready. We doing rent control. What we doing? Prop 33? What is it? But let me know y'all thoughts about it. Y'all know where to find me at Canelia on social media. I am so excited to go to homecoming this year. Y'all, I am so excited. I'm so excited. Y'all know I don't really be going nowhere no more. Y'all know back in the day, I used to be outside. Okay, I used to be outside. I was when I was younger, like high school and college. I was one of those people who would get FOMO. If I wasn't there in the building, I'm FOMOing. Up until I would say I turned maybe up until maybe about 2010, I used to get FOMO. But because I used to get FOMO, I used to be in them streets. Okay. I used to be outside. Then I shifted when I moved to Los Angeles. My main focus was comedy, entertainment, and pursuing my career. So I was locked in. I didn't really go out like partying per se because I was in them comedy clubs. I was auditioning. I was doing podcasts, after buzz, hosting. I was always working. And I kept me a day job because Kanye ain't gonna be homeless. I ain't one of them. But with that and that sacrifice that I made, and not being on the East Coast, my connection to HBCU culture, it dwindled a bit because there are HBCU alums out here in LA and SoCal, and it's stuff that goes on, but it is not like living on the East Coast where you are around it constantly. You are within driving distance of people's homecomings, and you can gather with your friends, your family, your line sisters, your line brothers, and connect. I missed out on all of that. So now when I go back to homecoming, I get something that I feel like I'm missing often. Does that make sense? Like I miss that. So, and I really think as people get older, You look more and more forward to homecoming. Like when I first graduated, homecoming, I'd be like, okay, whatever. And every now, as me and my friends and people that are my associates, my classmates, as we age, it becomes a bigger deal. It becomes, and low key though, our homecoming getting funner, man. Hey, man, listen, we gonna get into that a little bit, but the point is, I cannot wait. If y'all listening, some Black News listeners, Hampton alum, I cannot wait to see y'all. I cannot wait to see y'all. Okay, give me a hug. Where my hug at? I'm gonna be where my hug at. And we don't like it on when it's on the other end, but I'm gonna be where my hug and at in. But a couple conversations on social media have sparked in light of it being homecoming season. If you want social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Twitter, the homecoming content is a flowing. People posting outfits, collages, they doing all kind of shit highlighting homecoming. But it's some people on Twitter getting cooked because they had something to say about homecoming and people going back. So let me read this because at first I was a little triggered, but then when people started cooking them, I was like, good, that's what you get. One person tweeted out of nowhere, you at homecoming at 32, not an org affiliation in sight. And then they put a red flag. Then somebody else said, but at 32, you need to find other things to do instead of hanging around with college kids. Y'all, when I tell y'all people was cooking them, one person responded, y'all constantly forgetting homecoming was made for alumni to come home. Y'all, homecoming, come home. Homecoming. I think people who, and I don't know what it's like at PWIs. Okay. I don't know what it's like down to the PWI. I know they have homecoming festivities. I know the Black orgs be having homecoming festivities, tailgate, child, they be turned. I saw somebody post on Facebook that was turned down to the Michigan State. It be turned. However, I do not know what else is involved with PWI homecomings. But HBCU homecomings are literally, for a lot of schools, one of the biggest fundraising opportunities, alumni reconnection opportunities. There's so many things that are happening that weekend. It would literally do a school a disservice for people to not come to homecoming at their alma mater. You literally have people bringing their great grandparents back, wheeling them in wheelchairs because they're celebrating their 70th college graduation anniversary. You have literal chapters of the Divine Nine. Their founders, if they're still with us, people are bringing some of their founders back. These people be old. Like, this is a thing. There are some, depending on which school you go to, right? And I'm just going to loop all of these in. These are different opportunities and things that happen at homecoming. Child, me and my line sisters one year gave, it was either $10,000 or $15,000 in scholarships to young women on campus. So there's scholarship opportunities. There is some, depending on the school you go to, there are galas, there are fundraisers, there are mixers, there is like award ceremonies. 40 under 40 is happening during homecoming weekend. You have the football game, that's revenue. The homecoming bazaar, where vendors are out selling items and making money. Small businesses, there's an opportunity for small business owners. Food trucks, opportunity for small business owners. You have reunion and classes connecting. This is my class's 20th college reunion. 20 years. And I say that because we talking about celebratory, but let's keep it real. People be dying, y'all. People don't make it. People do not be making it. We haven't had many people pass in my particular class, but some have. So I have an opportunity to celebrate that every year. Y'all, that's a big deal. I don't know. Once you get to a certain age, I feel like people start to realize and really feel that. So there's that opportunity. There's concerts. There's a concert for students open to the public. There's an alumni focused concerts. There is Yard Fest for some colleges, step shows, after parties. This is literally a big deal. And these don't be with people that be like 19. Y'all, we be partying with people our age. If you want to find somewhere, when they be talking about where people, you outside, where the old people at, where the women at, where the men at, y'all, they at homecoming. Gray beards, okay? Women in shoes with the orthopedic slides inside. We outside. So when the people was on social media getting cooked, shoot, that's what you get. And it's also, I'm willing to bet, people who didn't go to an HBCU or didn't grow up in the vicinity of one or have like cousins or relatives that didn't go to HBCU. It's similar to, and I'm just giving this as example. I'm not saying this is similar to HBCU homecoming, but y'all gonna get the point. It's kind of like Freaknik, right? If people ain't never seen Freaknik or know nobody went to Freaknik, they don't understand how Freaknik became Freaknik. Homecoming ain't Freaknik. I'm just giving that example. Okay? Even though word on the street back in the day, they said some of y'all's homecoming was Freaknik. They said some of y'all's was like Freaknik. And I wish I would have got to go. Anyway, with all of that in mind, let me take a moment to share some updated homecoming do's and don'ts. I pulled the ones that I shared last year, and I'm gonna re-give you. I'm gonna get those to you again, but I'm gonna build upon and give you my perspective as being a year older. And I also added one or two to the list. But you can't beat these. Whether you went to HBCU, PWI, hey, some of these are unbeatable. Okay, these are unbeatable, and I want y'all to add on to it. So let's get into 2024 homecoming do's and don'ts. First. Number one, please do not be mad if somebody do not remember your name. We don't know nobody name. Don't nobody know your name. You don't know nobody name. Please do not be mad if people don't know your name. We have lived and thrived in our cities and states, went back home, moved away, went to graduate school, relocated, had to move for work, traveled overseas, been on the apps, social media. Y'all know how many people we have met in our lives? Y'all know how many people we have met since undergrad? And low key, some people left like after first or second year, freshman sophomore year. So we even talking about people who left. Y'all, we do not know everybody's name. So do not be mad if somebody does not know your name. Just give them the hug. Oh my God, it's so good to see you. How you been? All right, then you going over to the you going to the tent over here? Yeah, they got the fish. Don't. Yep, I see you over there. And keep it moving. And keep it moving. If you and your homegirls and your homeboys are in sync, y'all been a crew for a long time. They know how to step in, right? You used to hug somebody, they see you kind of looking like, I don't know who this is. Then your homegirl, your line sister, your line brother, whoever gonna step in like, oh my, what's your name again? Wait, are you so yeah, that's how you cut in if you really want to know the name. Otherwise, y'all, it do not matter. We don't know these. We do not know these people's names, and they don't know your name. Okay, who cares? Give them the hug. Oh my God, it's good to see you, and move on. Next, you got the overpack. Trying to put everything in that little carry on. That we too old for that. Especially, hey, then I done gained a little weight now. Hey, I done gained a little weight. I can't squeeze my size outfits in that little hard covered suitcase. The hard cover don't expand. The hardcover don't stretch like the cloth suitcases. We cannot fit them big old outfits and them shoes in that carry on. Go ahead, overpack, baby. Go ahead, check that bag. Get your air tag, put the air tag up in there. Put your undies and your toiletries and your carry on. But this whole, I'm just gonna try to fit one or two outfits in this little bag, baby. We too old for that. Go ahead and overpack. Go ahead. I need you to break free from the shackles. I'm gonna just bring a carry on. We ain't got to do all that. Who you trying to prove? What you trying to prove, baby? You got the $35 for the check bag fee. It's okay. And also, these HBCU homecomings be in the South in the fall. This weather is unpredictable. You could get out there, check the weather ahead of time, and look like it's gonna be fall. You come day up on the yard, it's summertime. It's summertime. Ooh, summertime. You need to prepare. You got to bring multiple outfit options per day, depending on the weather. If you go out, you got to bring a couple go out outfits. You got to bring all your toiletries, your makeup, different pair of shoes, because you don't know if it's gonna be rainy, is it gonna be sunny? You gonna be on dirt, concrete, it's gonna be muddy. You can't mess up your J's. You have to have options. Baby, go ahead and overpack. Go ahead. Next, with that in mind, do not feel the pressure to dress up. Now, if that's your personal style, some people are just naturally dressy, right? Especially women. Some women are just naturally jazzy and dressy. They're going to put on a shoe boot, they're going to put on a heel. If that is your style, go ahead and handle that. All love to you. However, you can get away with looking cute and putting on a cute pair of Dunks, a cute pair of J's, some Doc Martens, and whether it's you wearing your college gear, whether it's some HU gear, some FAMU shirt, whatever the case, just make sure you look cute. You got to be fresh. But if you gonna wear the dresses and the heels, do you? I ain't gonna do it. Back in my younger day, absolutely. I probably wouldn't have wore heels, but I was gonna be dressy. Child, the younger, Hampton, we had a dress code. So some of that we couldn't get away with. We wasn't doing all that. But y'all, they be in heels. Okay. So you don't need to dress up. Don't feel pressured unless you really want to. But with that takes me to the next one. If you planning to wear your heels on the yard, your feet are your own responsibility. Your feet are your own responsibility if you do wear them heels. Because I don't want to hear about your feet hurting all day. If you put the heels on and the boot on, we can't hear about your foot all day, baby. We can't. You gonna have to suck it up like it's '05. You gonna have to channel '05 and wear them bad boys. I don't have a young woman's feet anymore, so I can't do it. And I will put an asterisk against this. I will be willing to hear about your feet hurting if you wore sneakers and you didn't know that sneaker was going to hurt your foot, because that's a different kind of shock and awe. It's one thing to wear heels and you're going to be out here suffering, but it's another thing for you to buy the sneakers, the kicks, and you think you about to be fresh, and all of a sudden they cutting the side of that toe. I ain't know that. I didn't know these shoes was going to cut up. So I'm open to hearing about the sneaker pain. The tennis shoe pain, I can deal with. The heel pain, baby, that's on you, okay? I love you and I sympathize, but we can't hear it. You put them on. Next, leave your old high school boo alone. Don't even come up to him. You ain't got to say, "Hey, hi, you good? Great. Keep it pushing." Don't nobody wanna reunite. Now, if y'all have a friendship that has withstanded the test of time, sure, y'all can chit chat. Otherwise, if it's somebody you dated in high school, kicked it with, maybe you kicked it just for a short period of time. Hell, maybe it was a long-term relationship and y'all don't talk anymore. They married or whatever. You ain't even got to say, "I give you the head nod, you good," and keep it moving. Don't nobody want to deal and talk to y'all. Okay? We don't have, nope, just go ahead. Next, you got to pace yourself. You have to pace yourself. We cannot do everything. You cannot do everything. And it's okay. It is okay. You cannot do everything. You can't wake up and go to the parade. You can't then go to the tailgate inside the stadium for the football game. Come back to the stadium, or to the tailgate. Drink everybody liquor. You can't be holding conversations with everybody to the midnight hour. Then go back to the hotel. Try to get some food. Then get dressed, shower, change, go to the party after. And baby, we can't do all that. Just pace yourself. If you got to take a break or go back and take a nap, just go back to the room. Go back to the room, get you some DoorDash. It's fine. We can't do everything. If you young, you have to do everything. Okay. If you are under the age, I would say if you under 34 going back to homecoming, you got to do everything. You got to do everything. You got it. You got the energy. You going to find a way. You going to pull through. You going to feel like shit on Sunday. I hope you called out of work for Monday. But you got to do everything. 35 and up, you ain't got to worry about it. Just do what you can. Next, if your spouse ain't fun, leave their ass at the crib. I've said this and I'm going to say it again. We're going to say it every time. If your spouse or your girlfriend, boyfriend, boo, if they are not fun, they cannot come. They can't come. And I'll even build off of that one. If your guest is coming, please give them some context so that they're not lost and confused. Let's say you can't leave them at the crib and you got to bring them. Give them the context. Before y'all hit the yard, you got to have that talk with them at the hotel. All right, so we going to go and do all of these activities. Boom, 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 boom. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see people, all the Greeks. You're going to see the reunions. We're going to see after the game, we're going to serenade. You're going to see all of this. If you see people hugging me and saying what's up, those are my friends. I will let you know X, Y, and Z and give you the info. But don't just be standing around me mugging, looking stupid. Be friendly. Be able to hold your conversations. Crack some jokes. Get you a cup and we're going to be good. You have to give them that context. Don't just have your guests out here looking crazy. If you cannot not bring your spouse, give them the context. They got a bad attitude. They jealous. They nasty. Don't nobody want to be around that. Don't nobody leave them at the house. I'm so sorry. You cannot come to homecoming. Go to your own. All right, next. We only got a couple more. And I'm going to contradict myself on this one, but I got to put it out there for everybody, for the community. We are too old for the mixed drinks. We too old for the mixed fraternity drinks. Now, I'm not talking about mixed drink. You get your little tequila, pineapple, a little vodka. You old school, you're going to do the vodka cranberry. And you know, they be having limited mixers. So you really got to take it back to the basics. You ain't going to be able to get jazzy. If you think you're going to come up here with a dirty martini, extra dirty, they ain't got the ingredients. They do not be having them ingredients. You going to get Hennessy, Coke, vodka, soda. And it ain't going to be soda. It's going to be whatever clear pop they got. However, or you can be like everybody else, buy you a little something have it at the hotel, fill your own cup in with the liquor or the drink, however you want to have it. Put something in your pocket. People, hey, it's been over the years. We've done a mixture of things. We have went to the ABC store and bought the little personals and put them in our pockets. So you have like the little shots. Maybe 3-4 shots a piece. That way you know what you drinking and you always got it on you. You got that thing on you. Some people get a flask or something. Some people fill their own little tumbler up and walk around with it. However you want to handle it, I've seen it done all ways. You have more control over that. But what you don't have control over is the mixed fraternity drinks. We too old to be drinking that omega oil. They offer you the new juice. The noobs bring you over to the tailgate tent. You come on, you like, hey, what's up? Oh my God, whatever. And they be like, you want some of this? And it's in this unmarked cooler full of shit. No, I am too old for the mixed drinks. You gonna be boo-booing. You drink that noob juice at this age, you gonna be in that bathroom and you don't know how many people have been in that bathroom before you and who coming in after you. You ain't got your kit together to be doing that. You cannot. Now, I'm gonna put an asterisk on this. I mentioned a couple episodes back that I did not know that the Alphas had a drink. I got a homeboy. Listen, if he at the homecoming, you know I'm talking to you, and y'all got the Alpha drink. I just want to taste it because I ain't know y'all had a drink. Outside of that, I'm too old for the mixed drinks. I'm too old for the mixed drinks. You are too old for the mixed drinks. Now, if you like, I would say, if you still under the age of 27, you can have some of the mixed drinks. You can get that mixed drink. And again, I'm not talking about mixed bar drinks. I'm talking about that when they just be dumping that shit in the McDonald's cooler. We can't drink that no more. That is not for us. You also can't eat everybody chicken and fish. Let me add this on. This a new one. You go to a tailgate, HBCU, everybody, it's gonna be people cooking that food. You gonna be offered chicken and fish. I need you to look at who cooking the food. We know this as Black people and as the Black community. Who cooking the food? That's one of our who cooking the food. But I'm gonna tell you, you have a better bet of getting the fried fish or the fried chicken from one of them old alumni men who may be like 62 and up. If he's 62 years old and up, that food gonna be gooder than a mug. I had some of the best fried fish I've ever had in my life from an old Black man at a HBCU tailgate tent. I didn't know this man. The fish came hot out of the grease. That fish was so good, y'all. And I'm Black. Okay, I'm Black. I know people be frying fish. Y'all, that stranger man has some of the best fried fish I've ever had in my life. I'm talking about, like, y'all got any white bread? I'm over there looking for the white bread. I bought that thing up, made me a fish sandwich, and hit the road. I mean, y'all. So eat it at your own risk. But if that Black man, he's sweating too. He ain't even dressed up. He just got on the old alumni t-shirt that he bought like in 89. That's who got the fish and the chicken. Him. I'm also looking to take some Sir Davis at the tailgate. So if somebody got that Sir Davis, I just want to sip. I just want to put my bottom lip on it. I don't really want none. I just want to taste it. And lastly, I know I could say much more. I done went on too long, but this is the last one. This is a new one. Especially for us women, the auntie, that we're in that auntie age. Y'all, don't be judging the youngsters out loud. Do not be judging them youngsters out loud. We can at least wait till we get back to the hotel. And I say this because I'm already seeing on social media some of the aunties, the auntie demographic, going in and talking about the fashions of today, especially and in particular them bubble and them tennis skirts. Child, the young girls got their whole ass out. They got their whole booty cheek out. I mean, to the point they sit down, your butt gonna be on public seating. The young girls. Now, we done had coochie cutters back and we had our fashion moments. So the young girls gonna do what they gotta do. But y'all, don't be frowning your face up at them in their face at the homecoming. I know you feel away. I know it's uncomfortable, especially I know if you went to Hampton, we had a dress code, baby. You had on leggings. You was out by 5. Hit the bricks. You're done. But now they don't necessarily have that. So let the young girls wear what they're going to wear. Don't be balled up. Don't be doing all that. Just wait. You get back to the hotel. Then you can have your old lady rant. We can talk about it while we putting our skincare routine on and walking around in our bonnets and our pajamas with pockets on the front. But we ain't got to do it when we in these young girls' faces. They mamas are our age. Let's have some respect. With that, what do you guys think? Are you excited about HBCU homecoming season and PWI homecoming season? Shout out to the PWIs. Do you have a list of rules yourself? Are you going back to your HBCU for homecoming? Let me know. Homecoming is this week at Hampton University. If you are a Hampton alum, I cannot wait to see you all. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. That's it for this week's episode of Black News, y'all. Thanks again for supporting the podcast by sharing, liking, subscribing, and rating 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. To find more information about me, you can check me out at Cornelia on social media, as well as on my website, which is cornelia.com. And as always, thanks for supporting, and I'll be back next week with new topics and a new episode.